It's October 2nd, 2021. I know not every headline makes sense to everybody, which is the point. However, I turned on the TV and it says Pinnacle. That's how you pronounce it, Pinnacle, which is not usually spelled this way. And then it says African Penguins Point. It's on expanded and enhanced penguin exhibit opened at the Denver Zoo. This is an articulated point about penguins that were covered in an oil slick.
Larger than the old one. Penguins first came to the Denver Zoo more than 20 years ago when members of their animal care team traveled
20 years ago they traveled here.
Traveled to South Africa to help save thousands of oil-covered birds after a spill that threatened their entire colony. African penguins are endangered along the southwestern coast of that continent due to pollution, overfishing, and other wildlife threats.
A stolen dog who had been missing since last winter was finally reunited with a relieved and grateful owner.
Now, this story seems so unbelievable, but yet here it is.
Her ordeal began when thieves stole her car with Cindy, a Maltese, inside of a Fairfield, Connecticut rest area. The car was recovered, but Cindy was nowhere to be found for 8 agonizing months. Until Thursday, troopers found Cindy, safe and sound, ironically, in another stolen car.
She happy. She like, oh my God, I'm home.
I personally I'm a dog lover, a dog mom. They're my babies, so to see that, it just kind of made me go home and kiss my dogs and hug them a little bit tighter, knowing that that could happen to me at any time.
And another sign of the owner's good luck, $205 that was in her stolen car was still there when it was recovered.
$205 in the car. Somebody didn't take that, but they took the dog.
There's more to that story.
I know, there's
We got a big phone call.
interesting person.
Another stolen car?
The family seems very interesting. I'm glad the dog is back home. Before we go to break, it is Supercat Saturday. So, Amy, what do you have for us?
Supercat Saturday. Oh my goodness, making somebody happy.
Mr. Pause up. We've got a beautiful weekend. That's what we've got. Gorgeous October weather here for the first weekend of this new month. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s today. Not bad at all, right? Very fall-like, and of course Josie's getting into the mood right there in the middle of the fall leaves. I love it. It looks like a nice little postcard to send out for the season. Spawn getting into trouble. Can you tell what's happening here? That Spawn in the middle of a Poland Spring box. Found the water source. I don't know, sprouting out. Thanks, Brian, for sending it in. We've got Key Cat, another beautiful fall photo there.
I think my grandfather was Deer Park. I don't know how we all got to Poland Spring.
There are a lot of outdoor cats this weekend. And finally this morning, it's Moo Moo. Yeah, good morning to you too. Some people wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
That is what last night's comedy show felt like. I was like, okay. Part of it, anyway. Not the whole thing.
We'd love to see your pet pics. Hashtag Supercat Saturday. My Twitter handle is @Amy.
Now, this is interesting because I lived in Suffolk County for a while, which is just a car ride from Queens through Nassau to Suffolk. They actually have a TV spot, where they're wearing their wool. Their wool is an olive green color, but their day-to-day when they're working amongst the public, they're wearing a t-shirt. One says EMT and one says EMS. Public has no idea what the alphabet soup actually means in reality. And I didn't even know that EMS has wool suits, because normally they go on in whatever they're on in the public. You don't get to see their union wool service gear of sorts. I mean, like, I really don't know what else to call their more dress uniform, and I don't know when they wear it.
You'll love the deals. You'll love Burlington.
A good husband. He kept his wits about him, called 911 after he realized his pregnant wife was in labor and the baby was on its way. First responders arrived at the home only to find this was no ordinary delivery. In fact, it was a dangerous delivery. The
So one
umbilical
says
cord was wrapped
EMT, one
around the
says
baby's neck with just
EMS.
moments to spare, and they jumped into action. Here's Long Island reporter Kristen Thorne.
Little Kendall came into this world with a whole lot of drama.
Yeah.
There were paramedics, ambulances, and police officers, all to bring him into the world safely.
Said, I want to go to Stony Brook, you're going to take me there, right? And then within the same breath, I said,
That's Suffolk County Police. That's Boulogne. But then later on,
I said,
they
he's
show
coming now.
their...
Heather Warren's water.
No, there it was. See, Suffolk. It says South Country Ambulance.
Officers arrived within minutes to the.
Yep.
And 2 Suffolk County police officers arrived within minutes to the family's home in Belport. They got to meet Warren.
There's the uniform there. They have, and one over here. First time I've ever seen it on the
Warren
news.
and Kendall and the rest of the family on much less stressful terms. In addition to having to deliver Kendall, the umbilical cord that day was wrapped around his neck.
Baby was literally not moving. Airway was a problem. Wasn't breathing correctly. Very gray, ashy, pale.
It's October 2nd, 2021. I'm at Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. I'm going to pause this for one other second. All right, now this gets confusing because I've heard the people around here and the television speak of a Supreme Court, that there's 9 justices that sit on a Supreme Court. But yet then there's reference on the news tonight about a different Supreme Court that made some decision for New York City. So that gets awfully confusing because, again, I don't really see any teachers out there that are even picking this up or even speaking on it. How do you have a Supreme Court in Washington-esque setting of capital importance of 9, and then you have some there's a lower ward supreme system with rogue justices that make decisions? How does I don't get how that works.
Year-old boy who is in critical but stable condition. 5 other people remain hospitalized with serious injuries. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. We're live in Sunset Park. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank you for your reports, Marcus. The Supreme Court let stand New York City's COVID vaccine mandate for public school teachers and staffers. Bronx native Justice Sonia Sotomayor handed down that decision without elaborate.
So it's a Bronx justice? How is that? That gets confusing, how that works.
Elaborating. So as of 5 p.m. yesterday, any Department of Education employee who was not vaccinated was put on unpaid leave until September of next year. The city says about 90% of all DOE employees are vaccinated.
The musical Aladdin has disappeared once again from the Broadway stage just one day after it...
And my question is, why is it the people moving into New York have a better grasp on the way that the government and the court systems work and the money system and the business system and so on and so forth than the actual residents that are born here? How is that working in fairness and equality under the United States system in North America? I'm just curious, because the people moving in have some kind of, from alienation to nationalization, they have better civics and citizen training than the actual residents that fall out of vaginas, for lack of a better word, into a hospital system in New York, and then they're just like they're like myself, and then we're just forgotten about, and like nobody needs to teach us anything. I think the entire world is twisted backwards. Why are we so alienated and not learning exactly what it is that we need to know about whatever's moving in and out of our own state in the state of New York? And where do you go to ask these types of questions? *1978, *8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.